Right, Cian here.
And Ophelia.
A bit weird to hear from us directly, but we've heard there might be some folks listening to our tale and wanted to take the time to thank you all for sharing our journey. We'd love to hear more from you, so please leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube streams.
And join us on a Discord server to speak with us and discuss your own TTRPG creations.
You can check our website to find our portraits and maps of our world. Find it all on Linktree/SpareTheCrying. Background music is by Marika Shans, and our intro music is by Ben McElroy.
Our outro is The Falcon by Mimi and Richard Farina, covered by May, voice of Cian.
And our official art is by our very own Corey, at CrowQueen on Twitter. And with that, I'm sure you'll be hearing more from us in the future, so we'll see where the winds take us and meet you there.
You think he's gonna do it? I do. I mean, Henry. Going through that trial that's not really the trial. Sorry, let me start over. Last we met, our boys were taking care of their business in Dawning. They had a little talk with Errol explaining some of the pros and cons of vampirism. They met Henry's friends, Vincent and Nadia. Or are they really his friends? Henry's avoiding that subject. They headed to the instrument shop where they met D&D, Dalen and Dimitri, Umbra's underground work partners. Their shop walls were a little emptier than usual. It looked like the winds of change had blown through and stolen some things here and there. Dimitri agreed to make them all some special items to hide, suppress, subdue their magics. Important for a man going through a secretive, magical... what do you want to call it? A sacrifice? An experiment? Anyways, turns out they aren't big fans of these rail lines. Maybe the boys will help them with that someday, but for now they're heading back home. They get interrupted on the way. Lachlan adjusts his hold on your hand, Cian, and asks, "Can you dance?"
Cian stumbles a bit.
He kind of catches you pretty smoothly and in a very showy way, so the crowd can watch him catch you as you almost fall. He grins.
Can I roll an insight check?
Sure. Definitely has a very showy demeanor right now. He seems kind of pleased almost that you've stumbled and he's had the chance to catch you. He puts a hand on your waist, takes your other hand, "Just follow me," and he begins to lead you around the stage. As he's doing so, the banjo is now slung over his back, but it keeps playing. And the crowd all applauds as you are led in a simple tango-esque dance across the stage. He spins you around, does a little dip.
Cian is following. He's looking very intently at Lachlan, and there's some confusion in his gaze that he tries to push away.
You're not so bad at this, smile.
Been told I'm not too bad. Where's the accent from? Don't recognize it.
That is not surprising, it is from Swedish overseas.
Is that where you're from?
It is. He spins you again. He stops in the center of the stage, gestures to you. Take a bow.
Cian takes a little bow.
He follows suit, takes off his hat, waves it to the crowd. Thank you for being my dance partner, you are excused. He takes the banjo again, slings it back over his shoulder, and starts to play. Once he picks it up, the tune becomes more complicated. It's less of just a rhythm. He adds the melody.
Cian takes a hesitant step off the stage, turns back. Are you doing anything later?
He doesn't even take a beat while he's playing. He was already looking back towards the audience, but he does turn to you when you say that and smiles again and shrugs.
I'll be here. Cian takes a few steps back, finds the rest of the boys, but he's going to stay to watch. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, what did he say to you up there? You have kind of a look about you.
It doesn't sound like him.
How?
I mean, his voice is the same, but his accent isn't. I don't know if he recognized me.
Can I just do a quick sweep through the crowd and the surrounding street to see if I see any familiar faces or anyone looking sussy?
Yeah, why don't you roll a perception check, I believe, with disadvantage?
Easy.
Yeah,
Four levels
Ox is
up.
also gonna look around for anybody looking sussy.
Is a 10.
17. It's crowded. Just to remind you, you're in basically like a farmer's market sort of fair. So, I mean, you see a lot of different performers around, and you are in the middle of this crowd.
And he's 5'5", yeah, I get
And
it.
he's 5'5",
Yeah.
so you can't see anyone that seems suspicious. And then 17. At the base of the stage, there's a couple of people in matching dark cloaks. Some of them have some like oddly shaped cases with them that look like, various instrument cases.
Ox will lean in between Kian and Virgil. You see those people waiting at bottom of the stage there? Those cases of instruments? They're all matching.
Do you think that's them then?
Maybe.
You think one of them could be your sister? Should we go?
I'm not leaving right now. I did take that invocation that lets me cast detect magic
Oh,
at
shit.
will.
God damn, we should have talked.
I took detect magic.
Okay, I'm
Leonine can be
sorry.
extra good at detecting magic.
He's gonna cast that. And specifically look to Lachlan, but he will also look down to the robed figures.
What is the range?
If he needs to get closer, he will. It is 30 feet.
You have to fight your way to the front again. People are enjoying the show, so it's a bit of a battle to get up there.
Virgil will follow Kian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ox will stick close.
Yeah, maybe we're all enthusiastic fans.
People get annoyed with you as you burst your way through. They're like, hey!
Virgil glares so hard at them.
Do you want to make an intimidation check?
Yeah. At disadvantage.
Vincent and Nadia still with us, aren't they?
They hang back from this crowd.
Yeah.
Could have been good, but it's a 7.
You are jostled by a human woman with colorful clothes on. She looks like she might be a performer herself, who is taking her break, and she glares at you as you glare at her, and she shoves you back, and you are quickly separated from Kian and the rest as the rest of the crowd flows in front of her and in front of you.
Can I try to grab for Virgil?
He's just holding a giant rabbit in his arms. He's looking like a lost child.
Ox will try to grab for your cloak. What would that be?
Strength, maybe?
A fist fight starts in the crowd.
She looks pretty strong, like a circus performer kind of build.
That's a dirty 20.
Yeah, you manage to get Virgil by the arm and yank him through the sea of flapping arms and glaring faces and up to the front for Kian to finally cast detect magic. The banjo is enchanted. It looks like it has some sort of illusory magic on it. Just a plethora of illusion spells coming from this group of people.
He's gonna take out the Gem of Seeing, and that gives
You see their
him
real,
true sight.
their real faces for us?
Yeah. Are Ox and Virgil on either side of him? He's gonna tap them both on their shoulders. I will be right back. Just gonna try to see if I can get a closer look. Think I might be less conspicuous if I do it on my own.
Yeah, we can try not to be seen.
And he's gonna duck, cast Disguise Self, wear darker, less flashy colors, pretty much look the same, have darker hair, and try to stealth to the side. If they've noticed us, I want to lose the robed figure's sight.
I mean, they haven't been paying attention to you
Yeah.
specifically.
I want to stay out of their attention. Not 20.
What do you add to that?
That's an important. Oh, fuck.
Stealth?
1.
As you're threading your way through the crowd, a new instrument joins Lachlan's, the high-pitched note of a fiddle. And when you look up, there is a woman joining him on stage. She's wearing a large, wide-brimmed hat as well, this one with a long, deep red veil, ruffled skirts that she sort of kicks up in the air with her as she joins him up on stage and takes him by the arm. They sort of give a nod to each other as they start to play together. He begins to sing. It's a song that you have never heard before, in a language that you don't recognize. And she leans down and gives him a kiss on the cheek, keeps playing, and then turns and makes eye contact with you. And she looks pretty much just like Ox. For a moment, it takes you back. And then you register the red lipstick, big eyeliner, mascara, the works. She winks at you.
I'm digging little furrows into my palm. Yikes!
It's a cheery tune. They both play beautifully, and the crowd is going wild for it. More and more people are thronging to this area, throwing coins up on the stage. One of these figures who is standing at the base of the stage takes what looks to be a banjo case and opens it up and places it in front of the stage for people to pour more coin into. Both performers seem to ignore you as they carry on.
The degree to which this seems to be attracting people. I mean, Henry grew up in Dawning. Have other performances drawn similar crowds? Is this like a common occurrence?
It's uncommon, but it's not unheard of, especially for one of the first markets of spring. You know, the weather is nice again, people are out and about again, and they are exceptional. Lachlan's singing voice is unlike anything you've ever heard before. I mean, the banjo playing is also good, but it's the voice where the power clearly lies. And they put on a good show.
Can we all see her on stage?
Yeah, they're there to be seen.
Sick. I cast Disguise Self again.
I still want to use the gem of seeing. Can I sleight of hand it?
We're in danger.
It's 8.
You look through it. You look at a world awash in green, and nothing else changes.
Keena's gonna watch.
Can I just grab Ox and like drag him behind like a taller figure? Together. Behind me?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll hide behind Kieran. Fucking time of day is it?
It's evening.
Okay. Like early evening?
It's like
Twilight?
almost sundown. Sorry. I was looking through. Does this say in your inventory vampire? Is that Errol?
No, it was the vampire book.
Second word, my guy.
Vampire from Buffy?
I mean, Errol is in the bag right now.
Yeah,
So
but
you do have a vampire in your
I
inventory.
think.
Well, Virgil has the bag, doesn't he?
Yeah, I was
Oh,
just
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say.
yeah.
I think you have the bag.
I have Errol.
Henry will lean into Ox. Do we want to stay here or leave? Wait for them. It's your call.
He hesitates for a moment. Let's stay until they leave.
Follow afterwards, or
If they don't notice, yeah.
I don't know there's much your sister doesn't notice.
Yeah, that's the problem. Did
Okay.
Ox recognize the song?
It's in a language you're completely unfamiliar with. It's not that you just don't speak it. The song finishes, the crowd bursts into applause. Both this new woman up there, who looks a lot like Ox, and Lachlan each take a bow, and he holds out a hand to her and leads her off the stage. One of the figures races forward and closes the banjo case full of coin. Another one scampers up onto the stage and starts gathering up what has been thrown up there, and they look like they're getting ready to move on.
He goes to try to find where Lachlan went off to immediately.
They break down the very slight setup and start to go, and Marigold sees Lachlan and this woman each pull on a cloak, a dark cloak, much like everyone else is wearing. They don't run off, but they move with impressive speed. Marigold struggles to keep up with them after they vanish down one of the side alleyways and loses sight of them. A new performer goes up on stage. This one is a teen, maybe half dwarf, with a juggling routine that's a little subpar, and the crowd thins out significantly within a few minutes.
He's gonna take out the device. Well, it would be in the bag of holding.
Oh no, you have to come back and find
Yeah,
her.
he's gonna come back to the group.
Hey, you were gone for some time. Are you okay?
I need my bag.
Okay. Are you going to go running off with it?
No.
Okay. He just puts it into Kian's hands.
Yeah. He just picks it up. Lachlan, was that you? Please. Very confused right now.
You wait a moment or two and you don't hear anything back.
Does it feel like it didn't go through?
It gently glowed in the way that it usually does.
Okay. Fuck. I don't know what this means. Let's go.
You feel a hand on your shoulder. And as if he rose from the floor, the rest of you see Lachlan standing behind Kian. He has a half smile on his face. He takes the hood down from his cloak. You asked to meet afterwards.
Yeah. Do you know who I am?
He looks at the rest of you with a discerning eye and back to Kian. You're going to have to jog my memory and meet a lot of people.
I'm Kian.
He nods. He looks thoughtful and maybe a bit frustrated. Where have we met?
Here and there. I'm a fan of your music.
Thank you.
But we haven't talked much lately, so...
He nods slowly. The smile on his face is starting to fade a little bit. The showman persona is not totally gone, but it's clear that there's an upkeep to it now.
Can I get a read? If it seems like he's... I don't know how to say this. Like, does he seem like he has been memory modified or has
Why don't you
experienced
just insight
memory-
check him?
Not 20
Nat 20.
plus 1.
I almost feel like I should secret message you.
13.
18.
I guess I'll roll. 16.
Henry, you can tell that he is like beginning to detect that there's some weird vibes. He had a very flirtatious kind of energy to him when he came up that remained when Kian talked about recognizing him, but now as he looks at all of you and pays more attention to Kian's tone, kind of seems like he's no longer super interested in this conversation.
He thought this was going to be fun. We're not fun. Not a single one of us.
Ox and Kian, I mean, it seems like maybe he's feeling less engaged with this conversation as before. But I am traveling often. Glad you could see the show.
It's a wonderful show.
Thank you very much. I should probably get going with the rest of the group.
Sure, I can't buy you a drink or something.
It depends on what you expect.
What do you mean?
And you know, buying someone a drink can have a few different implications.
Right now, just a thank you for a good performance.
It really was an exceptional performance.
Thank you. Gives you a little nod. Roll a persuasion check.
26.
He sighs in a very melodramatic manner. I suppose I can swing that.
Know any places around here?
I'm afraid I'm just passing through. I don't know.
Should we give you and your friends some time?
Can meet you back.
Okay.
Oh, you do not want to join?
Unfortunately, I have to return to my parents' estate.
He raises a brow and looks you up and down. His tail swishes. Suit yourself. Let me go tell the others and be right back here.
Insight check doesn't fucking mean anything because I'm so exhausted.
After he turns around, I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
Kian did already do that.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not detecting magic on him.
Oh,
That's actually not too bad because one of those was a natural 20. The other one is a 15.
what are you doing?
Insight check. Is he going to get help or is he seriously like, I will be back here by myself?
I mean, it seems like he does legitimately want to go talk to them, but he also seems to have an interest in Kian.
Mm-hmm.
So you think he'll probably return.
I want to cast Detect Magic, and I want to look around at these people. 2 specific people.
Yes. Let me see.
Wait, what the fuck are you up to, Auden? What? What are you doing? Are you in cahoots with our dad?
I'm trying to learn.
He's moved all of like the banjo, the mandolin, and the books are all in the bag of holding, and the diamonds. So pretty much he just has the bag of holding. He just took it back. His hand tattoo.
Your entire arm.
Yeah. And that's all he has. He doesn't have that much stuff.
Virgil?
Most prominent is the earring, I guess, and then these mysterious beads and a healing potion. I think that's it.
Okay.
I guess the bunny.
Henry?
There's the coin that he has. Sending stone, 3 rings with minor curses. Oh yeah, and the celestial blood gem. Oath bow.
Bitch.
Oh, Kian's sword glows. One of them.
Ox has got Qual's feather token. Actually, he doesn't actually have that one on him because it's in his hat, and he doesn't have his hat right now, we've established. That leaves Potion of Healing. The contingency band holds Potion of Healing.
It's magical, yeah.
So, yeah. Contingency band. His bag of holding That's it. Questionably, a bottle of Paradise Platinum Mezcal. That would be in the bag of holding. Who knows?
Well, things that are in the bag of holding wouldn't be detected.
Yeah.
I guess Virgil's sword might still be a bit magic because it still has that crystal on it. Oh, you're making a face.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Huh.
Are you really going to be okay if we just leave you? If a few hours pass and we don't hear from you, what do we do?
You should at least go with one other person. Well, Marigold is very reliable, but Scar.
He seemed interested in you, Ox, as well, or something on your person. Also, did you know you're, like, magic? And he gestures to his body.
No, that doesn't really sound right.
You're sort of just kind of all over.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, magical items give off an aura that can be detected. If you know how to do that.
Can you cast detect magic?
Are you looking specifically for this?
Yes.
There are like patches on Ox that are giving off a magical aura.
Is it where his tattoos are?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Keen would know, wouldn't he?
I think it's your
Keep it.
tattoos.
Like, all of them, or?
I don't think all of them, but he'll gesture to like one of them and then like another.
Here, I can-
I don't know.
Ox would love to know. I think this is giving Ox health anxiety.
Oh.
The places where you see this, Kian, are on Ox's back,
Because that's the big welcome to paradise. isn't
left arm, his face, his chest.
Like the snake.
it? Are they all the ones that Wiley gave you?
Yeah. Well, Wiley didn't do the whole back piece, but he did most of it.
Who did the rest?
Someone I didn't really know at a prison in nowhere.
But I mean, the stars on your face, they're the most recent. We know for a fact those ones were exclusively Wiley.
Kian, do you detect this only on Ox?
It's last, I think, a minute, but I can keep catching it.
There is the same sort of magic coming from the tattoo on Virgil's arm.
As Virgil's talking.
Your tattoo also.
The the one from Wiley. What exactly are you seeing?
What kind of school?
Evil, bad, good,
Okay,
fluffy, soft, nice. He's
Tracking.
wonderful,
Warm,
loving,
Possession.
big eyelashes.
soft hands, fluffy ears.
Tracking magic.
It would be so funny.
Oh my god, Wiley's working for Scar!
Divination on Virgil. And then on Ox, there is a wide variety.
Are you fucking kidding me? What?
On Ox's face, evocation. On his back, you see divination.
What is up with your cowman?
Oh, Wiley.
What did he do to us? He seemed cool.
Ox doesn't know realistically a lot about Wiley's backstory.
On
Henry didn't
his
like him.
on his chest, abjuration, and on his
There's fucking notes on this.
Freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
Can I? It takes.
wait, I'm not done.
Yeah.
On his arm is also abjuration. You did not see it coming from the knuckles.
Yeah, Kane's just pointing them out.
Can I just cast Identify on my tattoo?
Hey, we don't have that much time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Marigold knows to come straight to you if something happens.
Keen, I think I'll go with you.
You're going to. You're going to
I
go
don't
with.
think that that's a good idea.
No, I don't think so either.
I think that's the worst idea.
I mean, it's not like Scar doesn't know we're here.
No, that doesn't mean you should go walking up to her like, like a gift wrapped present. You don't have to do that.
You know Scott? Lachlan appears.
Can I just like elbow Kian and reach for the bag of holding? Don't take him with you. Give
Yeah.
him back.
I'll let Virgil take it.
Yes, of course we know Scar. She's a patron at my shop in somewhere.
He looks at you and nods. What is your name?
Tempest?
He just shrugs.
I don't know her personally.
Shall we go, or...
No, by all means, have a good night, you two. See you soon.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Kid, you're sure you didn't want to join them for a drink?
Vibe check on Kian.
Frothlan is like, wait,
Is
what?
he screaming for help?
Kian feels confident in going alone, but I won't be mad if you come along.
You want a third wheel?
Can I vibe check Lachlan?
He seems kind of impatient to get moving.
Sure, why don't I tag along and please feel free to send me on my way at some point, should I become tiresome.
You're welcome.
Right.
You're gonna fuck your way through every French man you see.
Alright, I don't know the town, so you'll have to show me the best place to go.
I think I can find somewhere.
Okay? Lead on.
Somewhere?
Do you look desperate for a place to go? Because Virgil can tell you
I
about
think-
places.
Make a perception check.
Okay, please don't be bad. Fuck! 3.
Wait, sorry. Everyone make a perception check.
15.
18.
7?
3.
Okay, where do you take him?
They would know just kind of the area and find a place that has people.
He's happy to join.
He'll go up to the counter.
Wine?
Good with me.
Right, one red wine. Do you want anything?
Oh, mead if they have it?
And then 2 meads.
He takes the lead now and finds a place in the corner of the bar to sit. A couple chairs next to him.
So how long have you been playing?
I would say about 100 years now.
That long?
It's not so long depending who you ask.
That's true. I mean, I've seen you on travels. Travel frequently.
You could say so.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
He puts a hand to his chest, looks a bit offended, but he smiles immediately afterwards. I thought you said you were a fan.
I am, but I've never asked before.
It's Jacques. He holds out his hand.
Fucking knew it, you
Oh,
little bitch.
Jacqueline. Finally.
Jacqueline.
Jackal ass bitch.
He holds out a hand.
Keen takes it.
He shakes it. His hand feels warm.
What the?
Warmer than usual.
Yeah.
He turns to you. Kirit holds out a hand as well.
Kirit, pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you as well.
It fits you, the name.
Thank you.
What color are his eyes?
A dark brown.
The D&D instruments? It could be something like Nistel's magic orders.
Does he still have the banjo on him?
He does still have the banjo on him.
Okay.
He also seems a little bit awkward, though he holds the awkwardness with grace, but he allows a silence to settle if the two of you are quiet. He does seem like a little bit off-put by you, Kian.
Fair.
At one point, he puts down the wine glasses. I am just going to go to the washroom, and steps away.
If he is trying to sneak off,
He goes to the washroom and comes back.
Damn, Brown Eyes Andy poops.
Yeah.
Jeez, we don't know.
And, sits again, quietly.
What's France? What's France called?
Sweetless.
Sweetless. So, Sweetless, that is quite a ways, is it not?
It is, yes. And not the most exciting journey, I'm afraid. Mostly boring, but it was worth it, I think.
And why do you find yourself here?
All it is over there is cold. There's more happening here. What brings you here? Are you from Dunning?
No, actually. But I'm from quite a small town and, well, I wanted to see new things. Learn new things.
We're all kind of travelers. I like to see the world. I think that's why I've stumbled across you a couple of times.
It's a small world.
Yes,
Do you need more mead?
I think I do. Sorry, this is...
He flags down the bartender, orders another one.
You caught me on a weird night.
Yes,
This wasn't how I wanted. Well, it's not like I was planning. I didn't know you were here. You know what? I don't know.
He looks over at you, Kirit, with a kind of concerned confusion.
Kirit tries to look as normal as possible and very reassuring. This is my normal friend.
Where'd you get those flowers?
He glances down at the little forget-me-nots in his buttonhole and pauses for a moment. Rugs. They are not especially rare.
Just found them.
Shrugs again.
Just. I'll be back. I think Kian gets up, goes to the bathroom.
Oh god!
He goes to the washroom and he just casts calm emotions on himself and tries to pull himself back. When he comes back out, he seems to have a bit more confidence than before. Tell me a bit more about yourself. I just want to know. I've seen it a lot through your music, but
You have to get to know me a bit better before you get to know me better. You understand?
you let me try.
I think this is enough.
I think we started off on the wrong foot, but I get it.
It is not that you don't have a pretty face.
Like I said, it's a weird day. Wish I'd seen you on a different one. I think I could have been a bit more prepared for this. Oh, it really was a wonderful performance.
He gives a little half bow from his bar stool.
Maybe I'll see you again sometime. Kirit, you wanna go? Try and remember where you got those flowers, okay?
Okay.
Ian gets up to leave.
He watches you go.
Just... Kirit will just be normal. Kirit will follow.
Kirit, you notice a small bag on the floor next to Keen's bar stool.
Keen, did you drop something?
Ian looks down.
Your bag of holding is on the floor.
What?
Yeah,
That
he didn't have it.
he didn't bring with him?
That
He left it
Virgil
with
took?
Virgil.
Excuse me? My
He
little,
looks down.
my little guy.
Picks it up.
You're back for another drink?
Just drop something.
He looks a bit puzzled, but nods. Gives you a little wave.
God.
And we'll see you next performance.
I swear to God.
Fucking hell.
Kirit is gonna pull you aside immediately outside of the bar. I don't know these people very well, but it seems that he might be under some sort of memory spell. Or perhaps he has memory issues. He seemed familiar with not remembering. And
Yeah, I know him.
that much I pieced together. He's important to you, yeah? Or was?
Yeah, he wasn't like this. 6 months ago. Something's going on. His name. That's not what I knew him by. It's awfully close to a name he used to use. It's a disguise. Marigold would try to follow him as long as she could. She is invisible. Should I perception? 10.
He does an impressive job of vanishing into the crowd, but Marigold can follow him for a bit. Are you just gonna have her follow
Yeah.
him? Like,
Kian wants her to find like where he's going, like where the rest of the group is.
he just goes to an inn that's pretty close to the edge of town, close to one of the easternmost gates.
I'll just leave her there.
And you arrive back at the Goodlove estate.
In the time since we have arrived, can I have cast Identify on my tattoo?
Your tattoo has a scry spell
Yep. Sick!
intertwined with it.
He's a rat. He's a dirty fucking rat.
Oh, Wiley.
Could we also start playing this game with Ox's tattoos?
It takes 11 minutes ritually with
okay.
Identify.
Then,
Take off your shirt.
Ox does.
so Ox has a Welcome to Paradise tattoo on his back. That one has scry.
He's watching your back.
Ox, you have a horseshoe, right?
It's on his hand.
On the horseshoe, there's the command spell. On the snake on his chest, you detect the symbol spell.
Symbol.
On the arm, on the cactus, you detect imprisonment.
What?
And on the star freckles on his face, each one is ascending.
Each one? Bro, he fucking loaded you up. Now, can you cast these? Can he cast? So, as the caster, I would know what all of these spells do, right?
Yeah, that's what this
Okay, so what the fuck do symbol and imprisonment do?
Symbol is a 7th level spell.
Fuck!
So imprisonment is a magical restraint. While the creature is imprisoned, they don't need to breathe or eat or drink or anything. They're just imprisoned until it's dispelled. And then symbol has a few different effects, Virgil, and this one essentially renders its victim so overwhelmed with despair that they're incapable of doing anything at all for a short amount of time.
A sad boy.
Inflict sadness. Power word cry.
It's actually hopelessness is the name.
Oh, awesome. Sick.
Virgil, while you're doing all of this, you would also notice that the bag of holding is gone.
Shit. Okay, okay. There are so many spells on you. Would I know if dispel magic would do it for this sort of thing, if it's a tattoo?
I don't think you're familiar with this.
Okay.
You've never seen this before.
Virgil, this actually explains a lot, unfortunately.
Yes, it does.
Do you mind if I just tell him now? Ox?
Tell me what?
I think at this point it would probably make sense maybe before you tell him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Kian and Kirit, because it took a good amount of time to cast this on all of Ox's tattoos and your own,
Every 10 minutes, Virgil makes a really bad face.
Kirit and Kian have been led to you all as well.
Hey, are you two okay? Were you followed here?
I don't think so.
There's a lot to unpack.
Okay, Henry.
Yes, but first, Ox, I'll need your permission to continue.
Speaking about unpacking, actually,
Please
I
just
need
let the man answer the question. I'm so sorry, Kieran. Sorry, Kian. I'm sorry.
Kian freezes at that for a second.
Sorry, what did you call me? No, never mind. I just need to check the bag of holding real quick. Make sure everything's there.
You don't need my permission for that.
Sorry, you have the bag, Kian.
Apparently,
Is everything still there?
I don't...
But stop looking!
Stop it out! Is the little guy in there?
Dad opens it. What's missing?
What's
Or
new?
what's new?
A bat flies out
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
and turns into Errol and sort of looks at you all and immediately picks up on the terrible vibe that has taken over the group and holds his hands up. Your diamond is missing and the device is missing.
Oh my God! Thieving rat! Virgil just reaches for Errol's hand, just to hold it.
He takes it.
But you are okay. Kian.
I mean, I'm doing... Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about time everyone knew now.
No, what?
No, what are you two up to?
Relax.
Don't tell me to relax, good love.
The important part is that Ox was... Well, we had some unusual encounters on the train, primarily from Ox's perspective.
Yeah, no shit.
Yes, I know, but receiving primarily messages from Donna, someone claiming to be Donna, but I highly doubt it's Donna. We had suspected from the beginning that it was probably Scar, but considering that he's literally covered in faces of sending tattoos, I'm
Okay.
assuming it's from her.
Okay, so how long ago did this start?
Midway through the train ride there. Only reason we didn't mention it was because of Rowan.
You don't think that's relevant?
It wasn't relevant at the time. We had other things we were doing.
That you're being contacted by someone who's most likely your sister, who has been hunting us for weeks.
Well, the only thing that she was saying was to go to somewhere. It's not like we were going to derail and go to somewhere.
All right.
Can I insight check Henry? At disadvantage. That's cocked.
That's okay, mine is also cock.
It's always cock with you. 11. You said that's all that she said was to go to somewhere. That wasn't all that she said. I, as a player, know that.
Yeah.
Does Virgil know that?
I have to remember what she said. Hold,
I'm holding.
She wanted,
Yeah, she wanted you to spy on Vane.
I mean, that wasn't all she said.
Does Henry let that on? Or does he
Yeah.
keep quiet?
Okay. I've had just about enough of whatever this secretiveness is, actually, so if you don't mind, what is the rest of it?
She asked me to spy on Navane.
So, most likely Scar asked you to spy on the Vane.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not out of character, I guess. And what did you tell her?
Well, in order to keep her on the line and keep her thinking that we're working together, I said yes. Not like I have a lot of information about Navane anyways.
No, I suppose not. Okay.
Did we find out about the tattoos?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ox, but your friend has been casting spells on you from the start. None of them are good.
Can we get rid of them?
I don't know. I'm not exactly the most knowledgeable at this. But maybe there is someone we can contact. Maybe your family knows somebody, or maybe Umbra does. Maybe Umbra could do it, actually.
Probably best to ask Umbra.
Okay.
Can I try real quick?
Yeah, what do you have?
I'm gonna try remove curse at, it would be 5th level.
Virgil will point out the imprisonment tattoo specifically.
Okay.
This is the worst one, if you can get this one.
Right.
Yeah, he's gonna cast. Hold his hand there.
It's remove curse.
It's remove curse.
You don't feel it take hold. The light fizzles out from your palm.
I don't think that did anything.
Okay, so maybe we need someone more specialized. That's all right. If these things can be placed on us, they can be taken off. We can deal with this.
They're at least identifiable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ox.
Henry, does
Yes?
your family have access to diamonds?
I'm sure if I ask
Errol
them.
laughs.
Well, we're missing one now, and feel a bit better if I have one. I could try greater restoration. It might work.
Out of character, feel like it won't. I feel like we should try to spell.
Yeah, I think
I just.
Because
Do
it's
you
not
have
like
the
a-
spell?
No. Like, I don't think it's cleric stuff.
Yeah.
maybe first thing in the morning we go see Umbra about this.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
About Lachlan.
You all said you saw Lachlan at Paradise, didn't you?
Well, yes, but I don't know that any of us knew him well enough to know if it was truly him.
He did walk off into the desert and then disappear.
The timing just seemed so strange.
Do you think there's two of them?
Or if all the signs are rather pointing to Wiley working with Scar, or at least Scar being present somewhere in the vicinity while he was working, I wouldn't be surprised if Lachlan that we met at Paradise was also a machination of Wiley's design. Or similar.
She's gotta have some sort of plant somewhere inside the system. I don't think she's working with Donna per se, but somewhere along the line.
You sure you didn't hear Donna's voice? Sure that wasn't her.
It sounded like her, but my gut told me it wasn't.
Part of my question is why? Why is she so obsessed with you?
I mean, was there ever anything that happened between the two of you? Besides, when she framed you, you didn't do anything to invoke this sort of wrath, did you?
Not to her, not that I can think of. We got up to a lot of trouble as kids and left nowhere for somewhere after a while. Started getting up to more trouble and she just changed.
And remind me about when that happened. How long ago?
About a decade now.
10 years. That's quite a long time. I don't fucking know. I'm trying to match up timelines to anything. Why the two of you kept this from us specifically for so long, I can't say, because we did have rooms to ourselves on the train, and you knew that.
There's a lot going on.
Sure, but it's not as if this was insignificant.
Promise you'll tell us next time. Right when it happens.
Yeah. I'll let you know when it happens again.
Has she contacted you since then?
Well, the other day, that sort of awkward response I had when we were in Umbra's office, that was in response to her. She contacted me in the middle of that, and I was trying to find the right words to say.
Next time, don't keep it to yourself. If there's anything else, I'm going to go to bed, because it has been a very long day.
Yeah, you need sleep.
Yeah.
And as you all go to your separate ways, your rooms, Henry, it is about the time your parents might want to have dinner, and they would always be delighted to have you join them. Errol seems to kind of linger for a second, Virgil, and then follows you. They just seem worried. They look after Kian as he leaves. And Henry, you head off to the dining room where you know your parents should be meeting soon. And you are just in time. It's going to be served in a few minutes. After a few minutes of small talk, there is a few seconds of silence, and they look at each other, and then Gossamer clears his throat. Is there something you wanted to talk to us about, or what inspired this visit?
Well, I was asked a question that I couldn't answer today, and I thought it was strange that I'd never thought to ask it before.
He nods.
Just curious, when we're making the rail lines. I hadn't thought too much about the actual building of rail lines, and so many of them were there before I became old enough to care about such things, and just wanted to know a little bit more about what it's like building them.
Metal leans forward at the same time that Gossamer leans back. We were just under the impression that you were hoping to be off doing your own thing. But if that is not true, then, well, there's plenty we can teach you that, well, will span far beyond just a dinner.
Of course, Rose, I'm just at a bit of a crossroads and want to gather more information. I might have been very hasty last time.
They're both smiling a little brighter as the conversation goes on. Gossamer folds his hands, nods. What is it that you want to know about working on the rail lines?
We could start with the people laying the tracks. What's that like?
Well, I've never done it myself, but I would say that is likely not the work that will suit you. I would be surprised to hear that is what you're interested in. It's hard work, certainly, heavy labor. It requires some mechanical, technical knowledge, but it's not terribly advanced.
I'm assuming, we make it safe before we actually start to lay down rail lines, right? Because even though they're ley lines, I'd assume the ocean still has some danger to it.
Well, as safe as it can be. We don't have full control over all of it, depending on, where the ley lines lead, what islands are associated with what area, the guardians, etc., etc. This is why we have mountains of paperwork upstairs. I wouldn't call it safe work, but I think that is clear from the nature of the job.
I suppose that makes sense. The other piece on my mind is acquisition of them. Do we purchase them from other folks, or...?
Not typically, no. They almost seem puzzled by this question. There aren't really many rail lines that weren't started by us. None of the major lines, none of the ley lines. Those are ours.
Why do you think that we're the only ones who established it?
That's a big question. I suppose right place, right time.
For all of them?
Well, at the start, right place, right time, and then once we became established, the rest of the world just fell behind.
We didn't make it that way, did we?
Metal now leans back as well. What do you mean?
You know, made it so that other people couldn't actually afford the rail business, or bullied others out of the actual ability to own a line? Just rumors that I've heard. Want to confirm whether or not they have any basis, or if I should be refuting. I don't want to look like an idiot in front of other people, you know?
Gossamer sighs. I'm sure there are plenty of people who believe that they have been bullied out of, well, whatever it is they don't have. We did not go into the business deciding to... How to put this? It is expensive work, and it takes a certain amount of drive. There may be others who feel some envy towards the position we managed to gain, but unfortunately they didn't jump on the opportunity. What brought this on?
Just as I was saying, some rumors that I'd heard. Apparently not everyone is a big Good Love fan.
Well, no, of course not.
Primarily griping about ticket prices.
That is unfortunate. We do want to work on that, but for now it's a commodity that has high demand. So it has a high price. We'd like to picture a future where someday your everyday whoever can hop on the train, but that's just not where we're at yet.
That aligns with what I thought.
Like we said, it's dangerous and it's difficult, and the logistics of meeting with these other islands, connecting with their representatives, if they even have a representative proper, which often they don't. Communications, even that takes years of work. And then, of course, there's the labor that has to go into it, the lay seeking. I'd like to think that 100 years from now, it'll be as common as riding a horse to the store, but it's just not where we are yet.
Makes sense. Yes.
Somewhere tends to attract people down on their luck. Well, try to feel some empathy for those people, but don't pay too much mind. If you can, you have to just shut it out at some point.
Of course. I suppose in one beneficial way it got me more interested in the family business.
That is true. Metal smiles and reaches out and pats your arm. It is good work if it is something you're interested in doing. There's been more progress in the past 25 years than in the 100 before them.
Progress towards what?
Access, I guess, is the simplest way to put it. It's maybe hard to imagine as someone born here in Dawning, but some of the more far-flung places in the world, well, without the train tracks, they are stuck behind their borders with practically nothing. There are still plenty of places out there now, but there are less and less.
Oh, okay, I see now, I think. Apologies, I just have a lot to consider right now. I do appreciate it. Taking the time to answer everything, I mean.
Of course, you can always come to us with questions about this.
I certainly will.
Good. They seem pleased with your interest.
Even though Henry is definitely engaged with the rest of dinner, I want him to also be retroactively thinking about that conversation to do an insight check to see if he was being told everything. Yippee.
Their
Yeah.
son is interested in the family business. They're so
my God.
excited.
Nat 20.
They seemed a little bit uncomfortable, not because they were lying, but almost like overwhelmed with how to handle the situation. And then therefore simplifying it into bite-sized pieces for you. At one point in the conversation, now that you think back, Metal got a little quieter and you thought that maybe they were gonna say something, and Gossamer kind of nudged him just very subtly. Like it almost could have been an accident, and now you're wondering if it wasn't.
Oh, Henry, definitely not the first time he's done it, is casually asking for a diamond.
Diamonds are rare. Not even the Phoenix Guard could just freely have diamonds. But it's a lot easier this time to convince them to lend you one. They say because they know that you've been out adventuring and they're worried about you, and they'll figure something out. They'll speak to someone and try to supply you with the best one they can find.
It's for my 61 hit points.
Yeah. Oh, we know, son, we know.
I've seen your constitution modifier, Henry.
We raised you, we know.
We know. Soft bitch. Of course, Henry is very grateful and seems more, enthusiastic as he would normally be than their prior conversation.
The tension fades away mostly during your dinner as you eat and have your dessert. And it's a bit late when you are finally excused to go off to your room with its hearth.
The previous bow that Henry has, the usual one that's engraved, that was 100% purchased by his family. That, and I think what he used the last time was a little bit of nice bourbon as like the offering for the Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll burn those two. And as before, stands a little bit awkwardly, but less awkwardly than the last time, in front of the hearth. Phoenix, I understand that it's been a while since I've done anything. I was, out in Freya for a little bit on assignment with the John Shepherds, of all people. Interesting bunch, that. For very exciting bit. And was requesting, if you've got the time, another audience, because something has come up, and I just don't think that the mortal plane has the answer that I'm looking for, and seeking a higher sort of guidance might be more appropriate. If you would be so kind as to oblige, or perhaps that is too demanding, and I should be, I should be more polite with these sorts of things. Mostly, there's a decision that I've been trying to make. It's a difficult decision relating to my family and rail lines and ley lines and dying and not doing that.
The flame starts to flicker in an odd sort of way, like it's caught in a breeze that's non-existent in the room.
It's just that I'm not sure if I'm on the right track for everything. I've very much been doubting myself. I spoke with my family today to ask them about the conditions of the rail lines, especially when they're being constructed, and how we came into possession of them, and I feel like there was something that they were neglecting to tell me, that they don't want me to know, and I don't know why that is, or what that could be, if it's because they're terrible, or mistreating people, or pricing people out of it, or something, and I'm genuinely worried that I don't have a lot of time left, and I don't know if it's worth it to go through with family things or friend things or dying and having part of my soul put into a gem hidden by a musical instrument. And I don't know, maybe I don't even know what I'm asking. Asking someone else to tell me whether or not I'm doing the right thing. But
Let him rant.
No, it's really good.
Needs therapy.
No, I'm delighted.
I
Keep
also love
going.
that every time you like do a Henry monologue, the train starts going. It's
Yeah.
insane.
It's really fun.
Sorry.
I don't know. Are Dalen and Dmitri correct in that I should turn against my family? That the good loves are not actually good.
The flame continues to flicker oddly. It brightens and then falters and then goes back to normal again. Though the direction is wrong.
Do you think other people are right? That are not deserving of... He gestures around him. This. Or maybe anything.
The flame lowers. But it still feels very warm. Comfortably so.
This gem thing, so Dawn Shepherd trial, in theory, will keep me from dying, but I don't know.
It brightens.
I sort of thought at first that it would be a good thing, but is it a good thing? Should I actually go through with?
The flame rises.
If I didn't, is there another way?
Almost extinguishes itself.
If I do go through with it, do you think I'll actually come out on the other side?
It rises again. The room is bathed in a cheerful light.
Is there a reason you want me to go through it?
It just goes back to normal.
You're certain we can't have a more verbose conversation?
It flickers back and forth kind of rapidly, like it's trying to get out of the hearth, and then calms back down again.
Let it out. Free him.
What happens if he touches it?
You're not
Yeah,
immune to fire. So, I mean, when you put your hand in it, it burns.
not for long, just
Okay.
touching.
A chaste touch.
Touch and go, you know what I mean?
It sort of actually tries to avoid your hand as it goes in, and the heat lowers significantly.
Sorry, just curious. Right. Do you approve of what the good love and good love line has done?
What was that?
I said, do you approve of what the good love and good love line has done?
The flame rises and falls quickly.
Oh, I do want to ask as well, just final thing. If the remaining people of Enosh were to come to Donny, would they be accepted?
It lowers.
Can't say I'm surprised, but thank you.
It rises again and goes back.
Yes, thank you for your time.
Rises, falls, and then the direction of the flame changes again back to normal sight from the hearth that you're accustomed to.
Henry doesn't spend a lot of time after that. By now, I'm assuming it's pretty late. Dinner's already happened. He's had a whole talk with the whole Phoenix. There's a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, so he just makes a couple of quick notes in his notebook that are, if you were on looking, they're kind of disconnected. And he's gonna go to sleep. Lie awake for a while, but sleep 8 hours nonetheless.
Yeah. Where were you going to marry Maggie?
I imagined it as like an chapel-esque wedding someplace, but like not a regular chapel. It's like whatever is the old fancy stained glass window
Like
Latin
a ceremonial
mass.
hall.
Yeah.
Like a traditional ceremonial hall. You find yourself back in the back rooms of the hall, basically where people go to get ready before they step out into the main room. So you don't have sight of the stained glass windows, you don't have sight of the crowd, the spring flowers that decorate the aisles. You're still in your typical clothes, but beside you on a rack is your wedding outfit. And there's a knock on the door.
He'll answer the door.
Maggie's on the other side. She's also still dressed casually. She hasn't changed yet. Her hair is half pinned up. There are some daisies sticking out from the bun on top of her head, but besides that, she looks very much herself. But a little bit embarrassed, almost. Henry, can I talk to you about something?
Sure.
Can I come in?
Yes, he steps back so she can enter.
She enters and closes the door behind her, turns back to you, takes a deep breath, and straightens her shoulders. I think we should probably call this off.
Does Henry remember the present day at this moment?
You wake up. And you fall back asleep. And you do get your full 8 hours. The next morning, you all wake up. Except for Errol, who's already awake. He debats.
He was a bat the whole night?
Not the whole night, but like, it gets boring. It's like, what else am I supposed to do? I flit the halls.
Okay.
What? Do you want me to just watch you sleep? Like some sort of creep?
No, I'm sorry. I'm still just waking up. Sorry.
Okay, Bella Swan. Sorry, this is one of Voxy's books.
Breaking Dawn.
Breaking Dawn. Name.
Breaking Dawning?
Breaking Dawn.
Virgil's middle name?
Gibbs.
I was hoping to speak with Kian this morning.
Yeah, that can be arranged. Did you want to speak to them in private? That's all right. You don't have to look so hesitant.
At some point.
Okay. No, we can. They're only just down the hall. That's okay. I did also want to ask you something, if that's okay. It's just, you can see a lot better than I can, than most people can, and I was curious if you would be willing to sneak a glance at Rowan the next time he visits, if you could see if Nevaine's earring, if it is really theirs, if it's real. Would you be alright with that?
There is a problem with that, and it is, I don't think he knows I am alive.
No, I didn't intend for you to be... to walk out in front of him. It's just... there are a lot of corners in this place. Surely we could arrange it?
I can try.
I also have invisibility now.
I'm not there.
I guess I can be very small if I want to be.
Yeah.
I want him be.
I would appreciate it.
Compose it.
So you have disguise self. Oh, it's disguise self. I'm stupid.
We've all looked at that double check.
Yeah. I can take a look. I'm curious myself, honestly. If Nevaine could always do it, I don't know why they wouldn't have before.
I don't know. I mean, we were led to believe it was incredibly risky, but... You know, I actually found out just the other night from their new commander, Umbra. She seems to be under the impression that, well, there is a chance you'll make it through if you're fate touched, or at least... perhaps...
That makes sense. But I don't think that Nevaine is.
You don't?
Not that I've ever heard, but they are mysterious, so I could be completely incorrect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Thank you. I can go see about Kian if they're awake. Okay. He will leave his rabbit with his best friend and go to find Kian.
You close the door and turn around. You find yourself facing Rowan. He stops at the end of the hallway.
Good morning? Sorry, were we expecting you?
He takes a half step back.
I didn't mean, you're very welcome. It's, I would have been awake.
No, I'm sorry. I've been meaning to take you to the healer all this time. I heard Sunny told me she found you on the grounds. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Did you ask about your arm?
It didn't cross my mind.
Can I take you back?
Yeah, Virgil will, as he steps away, just knock on the door quietly and walk down to join Rowan and...
You can tell the others. He puts his hands up like, wait, I know I just showed up. I wanted to talk to you for a moment before we left, also about your conversation with Nico.
Yeah. Yeah, we can find a place to speak. Come on.
We'll let them know first.
Okay. Sorry, I haven't, it's been about 5 minutes since I woke up. Okay. One of these doors is Kian's.
Just start knocking.
Yeah. Just be like, oh, no, that's Ox, never mind.
Kian.
Pick a door and be like, are you in this one, Kian?
Kian opens the door almost immediately.
Hi, Rowan just stopped by. We were going to go take a quick, visit over to the infirmary. I just wanted to let you know where we were heading.
Alright, sure. When are you gonna be back? Just later.
I don't think it will be very long.
He gives Rowan a little wave out the door.
Rowan is huddled in a corner at the end of the hall. He gives you a raise of the hand back.
He's boyfriend lurking.
Yeah. Virgil will just step between, like, Rowan's direct line of sight to Kian and quietly cast a message. Earl would like to speak to you if you have a moment. Okay, yeah, we'll be back soon. And he will rejoin Rowan.
The two of you find a quiet room in the Goodlove estate where you can tell him about what happened with Nico.
He will tell him pretty much everything except about Trillium's gem. Or Triumph's gem, I should say.
He waits there for a bit before he's ready to get up and lead you to the Phoenix grounds. But you watch as he puts on his commander-in-chief mask and leads you out of the Goodlove estate and down the streets of Dawning.
You know there's a good chance they won't be able to do anything, right? It is an old wound.
I know. I'll ask Kyo to look at it, at least.
Yeah, I'm happy to allow them to.
Falls quiet, staring determinedly ahead.
I know I was probably confusing before we went to see Nico. Have you ever, did you ever whistle to me while I was away?
He is quiet for another moment, still staring straight ahead.
Sorry.
He shrugs. I did.
You did? Recently?
I guess, yeah.
Virgil kind of breathes out what sounds like shaky relief. Okay, I think I heard you.
He looks to Virgil at that.
Did you hear me whistle back?
I don't know. I thought so sometimes.
I did. So maybe it is real.
Yeah, maybe.
It is comforting to hear that. I was concerned that it was not, and I was simply hearing what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the feeling.
Virgil will step closer to him as they go. Just enough so their arms will touch as they walk.
Virgil,
Yes?
what are you doing?
Have I not been clear?
He stops. You're on one of the main streets. It's not like a huge crowd or anything like that, but there are people around. It's as if he has just noticed that. A few of them recognize him. You know, he'll get a nod of respect. She'll return, shakes his head. You know, it's not going to work.
Not the way things are going, but I think perhaps I'm getting close. We can talk about this later, if you would prefer, someplace more private.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He turns back again, keeps walking.
When Virgil catches up, he has the rabbit in his arms again. She needs a name, you know? I've been throwing around a few options.
He glances over and can't quite help but smile a bit. He looks down at her. What are the options?
Well, your childhood rabbit was the Queen Dandelion, and I was trying to think of ways to honor her. Something, you know. I don't know. Princess Blossom was one thing. Yeah, I know. Did you have any suggestions?
I don't think I should name her.
I'm asking for your help.
I've never been very good at this.
I think you and I have similar tastes, at least when it comes to naming things.
He shakes his head. Blossom is a good name. The Princess Blossom is a bit of a mouthful.
Blossom is fine with me.
And then I think it is good.
He will fall into a comfortable silence. The rest of the way to the Phoenix grounds.
Back to the infirmary again. And soon enough, you find yourself in that waiting room. He motions for you to stay. I think you should wait here.
Okay.
And he turns around and heads into the infirmary proper. You're left there for a few moments. The clerk, I guess you're called, secretary?
He's like, why the fuck are you back again, Florence?
The healer's assistant standing behind the desk. A young gnomish figure who you haven't met before, but who seems to recognize you, looks you over from a distance.
Sorry to be back so soon. I don't imagine this will take long.
You don't have to apologize for being here.
He seems to realize that for the first time.
She smiles, reassuring, half-confused smile, nods, and then gets back to whatever busy work she's been doing behind the desk.
When her eyes are off of him, he will reach up and take off his earring and take out the sliver of it from his pocket and very carefully try and see how it fits back into the groove. Not expecting much, he will try and heal it. Healing hands, and reach for that light.
Roll a d20.
17.
It fits perfectly in the groove. You find immediately sort of how to adjust it. And you do see that faint glow. And for a moment it appears like it's back in place, but you can still see the crack of it running around the edges.
He'll put it back where it belongs and try not to jostle it.
And after a couple moments, Rowan reappears with Keo, the Firbolg healer, in tow. Didn't expect to see you back so soon.
I was gently encouraged.
Come with me. Sterling, stay here. And she turns around without looking back over her shoulder and starts to walk back down the infirmary hall to her office.
Virgil will give a little nod to Rowan as he passes and follow.
Rowan takes a step forward like he's going to follow. He looks a bit shocked by the order, but he stays. People in Dawning tend to listen to Gio.
Yeah.
She leads you down the rows of beds back to her office. It's very airy. She has windows on both sides, corner. There are soft, large armchairs. It doesn't resemble an office very closely. But she does have a desk, and she stands behind it and gestures for you to take a seat in front of the fire.
He does, on the closest side to the flame.
So, your arm has been bothering you?
Not much more than it usually does.
Well, it shouldn't usually bother you at all, so...
Right, I have less mobility than I used to. I'm not sure it ever healed the way it should have. But I am able to compensate.
She steps out from behind the desk. Can I take a look?
Yes. He will unbuckle his gauntlet and remove that and the glove. And let her have at him.
Yeah, she kneels down beside Virgil, takes him by the wrist and like the elbow. She has a very gentle touch, and she just very slowly starts to turn your arm over. Does this cause you pain?
Not yet. A bit further, usually it feels almost like a pinch.
She nods and stops turning it. She pushes back the sleeve slightly just to get a full look at the scars on your arm. Her eyes narrow. How did this happen?
Do you know the circumstances behind how I got this injury?
I know you were attacked in the oceans, yes? She's watching you very keenly as she speaks.
It was just an injury, and it was splinted when I was cast out.
What did this to you?
I did not get that good a look.
I don't believe that.
I'm not at liberty to say.
Was it Sterling?
I am not at liberty to say.
I'll take that as a yes.
Well, hell. He doesn't say anything.
She's quiet for a moment. It's just the sound of the crackling fire. It's a sleepy sort of sound, and the armchair is very comfortable. Just as you're starting to drift off, she gently lets go of your arm and claps her hand together, softly, but enough to bring you back.
I'm awake.
There is a chance that we could regain some of the mobility of your arm if it is rebroken and healed again. But with something like this, an old injury that has long healed, there is always the chance that your body has become accustomed to this and that it will heal back as it is now. Breaking it and rehealing it, it will not make it worse. However, you will be forced to endure some pain, which is in itself a traumatic experience, so I don't necessarily recommend it, but it's a path you can attempt.
I didn't expect much else. It's alright. I have adapted to it, and I'm not suffering in terms of swordsmanship. I'm competent without the use of it.
Well, this isn't about if you're competent. This is very like a Dawn Shepherd for you to say.
He smiles a bit at that. It's not something you really stop doing. It's alright, really. I use it for all of the daily things that I need to write, to eat. It does not bother me for that.
I think it is best to leave that as it is.
I think so as well. Thank you anyway.
Okay. She stands up. Steps back to her desk, and as she's walking back. You are not sticking around, are you, Flores?
I have not made up my mind one way or the other.
She purses her lips, looks down at her hands on the desk, shuffles some papers around in a way that seems pretty meaningless. I'm worried for our Commander-in-Chief, Sterling.
So am I.
Especially after what I have learned today. She gestures to your arm. I suspected something like this may happen.
For how long? How long have you suspected this?
How long was it? There was a time he visited me. He wasn't hurt, it was just... seemed he was simply overworked.
Yes, very.
And he expressed this concern. Of course, I am telling you none of this.
No, you were not. He did nothing afterwards. I assume you had some advice to give him, something.
I had some advice, yes. She looks down again, shuffles some papers around again. He is in a unique position.
It has not gotten much better. Have you ever spoken to Commander Navain about this?
I think they have some concern as well. It's hard to tell with Commander Navain.
They could have done something more than be concerned. He was doing too much. They could have lessened that.
She looks up from her papers and her lips purse again like she's not quite sure if she should speak. This is the sort of matter that I think is self-imposed. Sorry, that is my cat.
What's their name? Tell me, please. You looking around the room for something? Dad?
Bread loaf.
Bread loaf?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bread for short. Or loafy.
What the fuck did you say last?
Loafy.
No, not that. Okay, self-imposed, got it.
Since Commander Navain has been working with him, he seems to have improved.
He just sort of digs his fingers deeper into Blossom's fur. They could have done something.
Cannot force someone to rest. But if the right person is around to convince him...
I couldn't do it before. He is more resistant to it now than ever.
She nods. I tried, Force, I did.
I know. Thank you for that. I'll do what I can. And he will rise and give her a respectful bow.
She gives a small bow in return. I apologize about your arm.
It is healed. And I can live with it. Have a good day.
It's good to see you again.
You as well. He will make his way out.
When you step back into the waiting room, Rowan is sitting in one of the chairs, his hands clenched in his lap.
He will just walk straight over and just put Blossom in his arms.
He looks up as you approach, and he's ready to take her as soon as you sling her his way.
Hi.
He glances at your arm back to you. Can she do anything? Or
There is a chance, but it is fine as it is. It would have to be rebroken. It's alright. It truly does not bother me. Will you walk with me?
yeah.
Virgil will lead the way back through the winding halls, across the courtyard into the gardens, someplace quiet, not well trafficked.
He just follows. After you're very clearly off course, it's like he wakes up. I think the Good Love Estate is down there.
Not really in a rush to return. I know it's not really what you want to do here, but I promise it's okay. It doesn't hurt.
I just wanted to fix something.
I think if I hadn't found you, and I was still out there, in the oceans, immunity or not, I think it might have ruined me. So, whether you want to face it or not, you are helping me. Maybe not in the way you would have liked, but you are. And if I may be so bold, I think I am having the same effect on you. Would you like to sit? He will just gesture to the nearest bench.
He shakes his head. Just stands there, still holding Blossom.
You don't have to worry about fixing me.
That's not what I meant.
I know. Look, my arm is mended. This thing between us, that we can work on. If you truly want to put that focus on something, can we focus it on that?
You don't want to stay here. You don't. You are waiting for the day we left.
I was waiting for you. You know that. The thing I want most is not to leave Donning. It is to go somewhere with you. To have a life.
I can't go.
Well, you know very well what I wish for. And, well, I know it is a few days. No, a few weeks early, I think. If I've counted correctly, but I think it is okay. I have something for you. And he will rummage around and pull out the small round terrarium with its circular cutout.
Last you checked them, they had bloomed surprisingly fast.
Mm-hmm. So they're in flower, they're not in...
Yeah, they're
Okay.
flowering.
He will turn with kind of his sleeve held over it, so it's a bit of a surprise.
Rowan is looking up from Blossom over to Virgil now, just completely confused. What are you doing?
Well, it's not much, but... Well, I know your birthday is coming up, and he will hold out the terrarium, just sort of turn it so the faces of the flowers are towards him. Well, I don't think I ever gave you any flowers, and I wanted to rectify that. And, well, dandelions were the first thing you ever gave me. I know it's not much of a bouquet, but I took the seeds from our garden, by the wall. Well, maybe it is a bit childish, but I always found a bit of magic in them, in the myth of them.
It's not childish.
No, I suppose it isn't. I had hoped that once they're ready, maybe if you can't find it within yourself to find the strength to leave, maybe there is enough magic in these. No, for a wish or two.
I don't know how to take care of them.
It's easy. I can teach you. And the ones in the garden seem to be doing just fine.
Well, they're outside. That's where they're supposed to be. Usually they can take care of themselves.
They just need a little water and some light. Easier to tend to than coming all the way out here.
He's been staring at it in Virgil's hands. I don't want to take these from you.
They're for you. I grew them for you.
I'm going to kill them.
That is the thing about these. When people label them as weeds, they are resilient. And they will grow their seeds and drop them, and there will be more. There are always dandelions.
Roll a persuasion check. Roll with advantage.
Oh! Don't you fuck me over.
Hey, you don't know what the DC is. It could be like 1.
2? It's a 16.
He reaches out for it. Sort of adjusts Blossom to be in one hand. or one arm. Takes it. It's small. He can hold it in one hand. And he holds it close, as if it's another moving creature. Thank you.
You're welcome. And, of course, if we find time, we can go out, do something,
Are you staying?
I'm not leaving you. And whether that means we go off and do whatever it is Henry and Knox need me to do for them, that's fine. But I will be coming back. I'm not going to leave you. I'll say that as many times as I need to until you believe me. Do you need me to take her? You seem a little precarious.
He shakes his head. You can tell he's trying to piece together what to say.
Virgil is comfortable in that silence.
I love you, Virgil.
I love you. Always.
It is not that I don't want this. But after everything, you understand, I can't just leave and pretend that I've earned a peaceful retirement with you.
I would never ask us to forget, but I'm asking you to give us a chance. If you keep this up, it will kill you.
Maybe that's okay.
It's not. It's not, Rowan.
I'm tired.
I know.
I'm tired of being afraid. What I fear is hurting you. I did not have to be afraid of that when you were gone.
If that's what you're afraid of, there are more things than physical hurt. Do you know what would do to me if I lost you to this? I will not lose you to this. I'm asking you to stop. I know it's not easy. Nothing we have ever done has been easy. But if you can't stop for yourself, I need you to stop for me. And I never wanted to ask that of you, for you to have to choose. But I have to. And it is a choice. I know.
Virgil, I can't.
I need you to stop.
I can't. You don't understand.
Then tell me.
I don't understand either. I just can't.
You never stopped running. Not since you were a boy. I don't know if it's because you never felt safe, but whatever is chasing you, I will not let it get you. It's okay to stop.
Can you take her, please?
Yes, he will take Blossom, and he will also wrap an arm around Rowan.
He seems as if he's about to pull away. Stops. I don't know what it is, but I can't. Maybe I have given too much to our guardian here. I don't know.
You have always tried to give everything that you are. You can't give anymore.
I know. You don't have to tell me that.
I know.
He pulls himself from your arm. He looks frustrated, like when the heat rises to your eyes and you feel like you're about to cry just from not knowing what to do. I can't.
Look, I'm sorry, I don't know if I have the right thing to say.
I need you to believe me.
I do.
I know you don't like Commander Navain, but I need their help.
And what do they have planned for you after what happened in Freya?
That is being discussed. He sort of smiles, not an honest one. It is oddly complicated by the fact that Mr. Goodlove doesn't seem to care. They're not quite sure how to take that, and neither am I.
I fail to see, beyond whatever aid their gem is giving you, how they can help you. How enabling any of this is helping you.
You have not been here. I know that's not your fault, I
have seen what they have done when I have been gone. I cannot begin to understand the nature of how they feel for you, whether it is real or not. But they have been using the Shepherd's gems, and I'm convinced they have been using you. And given the chance, they would have used me too. They have used me. And they were happy to use Nico until she was of no further use, and they were happy to give up on her.
That is not what happened.
It is
not fair.
I will not see them do the same to you.
Nico tried to kill me.
She lost her mind, and they did nothing to try and help her.
That is not true. They did try.
Sending her into exile in Good Glen was not helping her.
Is that not exactly what you want us to do?
We have not lost ourselves to the oceans.
Are you certain? I felt lost, Virgil, when I woke up, and I saw what I had done. I don't know how you can get any more lost than that. By all rights, I should be dead. I mean, we have discussed this. If I'm only alive because Navain thinks I can do some good, I trust them with that. To have died would have been easy and painless. I don't know if I would see my family. But to go to them and admit that I had done nothing with my life but cause pain. At least this way, maybe I can't make up for what I did, but I can do something for someone.
You could do something for me.
No, Virgil, I don't trust myself. I don't know how much more clear I can be.
Perhaps we can learn that.
I think we already have. He gestures to Virgil's arm.
It is fine.
He gestures to Virgil's face.
Stop it. Please. If you cannot do it by yourself, then...
Roll another persuasion check.
No. I don't want to. 15.
You can detect a faint smell of smoke in the air. He looks at you. It's unmoving. It's almost like he's not breathing. His shoulders are tense. He starts and stops and starts again. I can't, Virgil. I can't.
Have you talked to Kyo about this?
About what?
This.
What?
About running without end.
I don't think that is a matter for a healer.
Is it not? Because this, and he will hold up his arm, this is old, healed for years. This with you, it is still happening. And I don't know if there's anything I can do to help.
I'm not asking for your help, Virgil.
You have never needed to ask. Let me help you.
Is Virgil crying?
I think that Rowan would know it's very close. He is holding Blossom and his hands are shaking.
He almost stumbles forward before he stops himself. But he does reach out a hand.
Virgil will step forward, take it. His hands are freezing. He holds tight. I am terrified for you. I have been for years. It has not stopped. And lately your gem, I think it is getting worse and I don't know how to fix it.
You should not be wearing it.
Don't.
I don't know how it affects you.
Please don't say that to me.
I'm terrified for you as well. I'm terrified I will hurt you by being near you. I'm terrified I will still hurt you by being away because of that. This is impossible.
But isn't that what we do?
I just want to go home.
Virgil will hold tighter to his hand. We could.
We can't.
We can.
It doesn't exist anymore.
We can make a new one. You and I. All of this has happened because we have not been together. Staying away from me isn't going to help anything. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help me. And I think I can mend this, but I can't do it on my own. I can't do it on my own. It is your soul. You must be willing to try. And if you can't find the strength for that, maybe you can take it from mine.
It doesn't matter, I can't leave. I wish you would believe me. I am not just saying so, I can't leave. It doesn't matter what I want.
And what about what I want?
I wish I could give it to you. I can't, Virgil, I keep saying it over and over. You don't understand, I can't. Don't look at me like that. I'm trying to tell you the truth.
I know that. And if it was the Phoenix itself holding these chains, I would fight that, but it's not, is it?
I don't know. I don't know. I wonder sometimes. I wish I could explain. I do. I wish. It's not like before.
But how was it before?
I could have.
I'm sorry, I can't be.
Stop. Take it back. Don't be sorry for anything. Please.
I just want to move beyond such things of sorries. I'm tired of it. It won't get us anywhere. Maybe we can talk about this another time. I didn't mean to get into all of this now.
Okay.
Virgil wraps him in a hug. Tight. Doesn't let go.
It takes a moment, but he returns it just as tightly. He's feverish to touch, more so than usual.
I promise I did just want to go for a walk.
I don't believe that.
I did.
Very quietly, as if he's whispering in your ear, though no one else is here to overhear you. How about this? If you wish to leave, you should. And if I ever can, I promise I will follow.
Virgil pulls back to look at him. If I do, it won't be forever.
But don't come back for me.
Why else would I come back? There's nothing else here for me.
Fine. Do what you will.
You must promise you will still be here.
If I can follow you, I will.
And if you can't,
Then I can't.
and I will see you when I return.
Okay.
I will. Don't lie to me.
I can't promise that.
I will find a way to get you from this city. I will.
Okay.
It will make do just fine. Might be a bit bold to say, but I think I need you more.
You will always have me. For better or for worse.
I want more than a gem.
You have more than a gem.
You know what I mean. Anyway. I was serious earlier if you do want to find time to do something special.
Yeah,
Is Calico still here?
I don't know.
Could find out together.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I won't keep you any longer.
When? When should we go?
Whenever you find a minute.
Tomorrow,
Okay.
the evening,
Shall I come to you?
yeah,
Okay.
I hope it is still there.
There are other places. If it is not.
He nods.
And I will be buying. It is, after all, your birthday.
Of course.
Virgil will lean up and give him a kiss on the cheek. I should probably go.
He holds the terrarium tight to his chest. He doesn't move.
Virgil will take a deep breath and turn to go.
After a few moments, you hear the sound of footsteps as he follows.
Virgil turns, and I did mean what I said. It is just, like a few hours of light a day and a bit of water. They're simple.
I'll try.
You'll be fine.
You walk on through the gardens. In the meantime, Kian, do you go to visit Errol?
Yeah, we'll go over right away.
You actually don't see him at first, and then he flutters down from the ceiling and back into himself. Was that Bowen?
Yeah, he showed up.
Who's Virgil?
Go and
Perfect. Can you get the others as well? Corey, can I ask you to leave the room, please?
Yeah, I'll be upstairs. Will you text me when you're done?
Kian, do you gather everyone?
Yeah. Keen will gather everybody in maybe his own room.
Do you mind if I roll a couple dice? It's my new thing. Okay. I get to save those for later, and before somebody, including me, rolls, I can use up one of those instead.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Is it
including
divination
enemy.
stuff?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Errol takes a seat. There's always a chaise lounge. And Errol always takes a seat on the chaise lounge. Wait for you all to gather. Good morning, everyone. I hope you slept all right. Do you mind if we have a little talk?
Is everything all right?
I am not your parent. You are not in trouble. Yes, everything is fine. I just wanted to talk to you. You are likely going...
You are, how do you say, fucking idiots.
I mean, you know, I try to be more polite, but you are for the foreseeable future Virgil's traveling companions. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
I unfortunately cannot join you. I know that is hard for you to hear, but with this whole whatever was happening with me, I don't plan to live my life in a bag and need to figure this out. So I will be separating from you. Thank you, Kian, and your friend. Virgil is a good friend to me. I wonder how much you all know about what has happened. From the sound of it, you know the entire story of what happened with Sterling.
We know a side of it, at least. Pieces. Most of the puzzle.
You know he killed me, yes?
Yeah.
And our other comrades?
Yes.
And almost Virgil.
Yeah.
I understand it has been 2.5 years or so, and that for 2 of those, Virgil was alone and in the oceans, which is quite a feat for anyone. And I know we are shepherds, and that is something we are built to manage, but alone in the oceans is alone in the oceans. And that is the only... He pauses and takes a breath. That is the only reason I can think why he is able to look over everything. He and Rowan... This is not... If anything is a reason to leave your job, I would say it is that. And Rowan was about to quit after that mission. Clearly he did not, because it sounds like he is a commander-in-chief now. He is not going to leave. He is gone. That is not the Rowan Sterling we knew.
Wait, are you saying that there's a version of Rowan where he's not so, how do I put this? Wait, I need a medieval term for a bootlicker. Subservient to the vein.
As I said, he was about to leave. It took convincing, but he was. Don't tell Virgil that.
Virgil didn't know.
No. And if he finds out, it will break his heart. More than it already has been. I don't know what happened while I was gone, but that Rowan is still here is not a good sign. It was not good in the end. But he recognized it and he was going to leave, and obviously he didn't.
Right. I mean, there isn't anything that he could be threatened with if Virgil's gone.
How do you mean?
Blackmail. Of a sort.
Blackmail would be one of them. You know, anything that Navain could leverage against Rowan to force his hand into saying?
As far as I understand, Navain did not know. It was just me. I know you were not there, so... He killed us.
You remember it?
Yes. It is not something to look past. And he is still there. He was promoted.
Yes.
Sterling is a charming man. He can do no wrong. I never believed that was something that Virgil, I never believed he fell under a spell. But it seems he has. You need to get him away.
From Rowan? Or shepherds in general?
Both. If I could be there, I would. But I can't. And no one seems to think this is fucked, but it is.
No, you should have seen our first conversation with Navain.
He's pretty different than he used to be.
He should be.
I wonder how he reconciles it. He's not proud of what he did.
I should hope not.
He wanted to report his own. Well, he attacked Henry.
I'm sorry, he what? They just straighten up in their seat.
Phrasing it that way doesn't really tell the whole story. I perhaps provoked Rowan into attacking me. It was technically an accident on my part. I'm fine.
I'm sure you did not purposefully get attacked by someone else. This is what I am taught. Does Virgil know about this?
Yes.
This is what I mean. That is not okay. I'm just asking that you help him. Because I cannot. Rowan is beyond saving. Virgil is not yet.
No, listen, wait. I agree. I do want to try for Virgil. I think he might be worth it. But I do question whether or not.
I think we can convince him that we need to get out of here for now.
We will.
I don't know what good we're gonna do with the convincing him to stay away from Rowan.
As long as you see through Rowan's shit, maybe he will too someday.
I do hope so. Well, I suppose the best that we could promise, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that we will try what we can to get him not to, but we cannot, but it would be inappropriate to force him or restrain him. I think that would just make him resent us more than anything. Is that agreeable?
I can keep him away from Navain. That's pretty much the same thing, isn't it? Right now.
That's how it sounds, yes.
I think that's what we've got to do then. And I do think that we need some space from the shepherds and all of these eyes when we've already got a scarring spell on us. I'd rather only be targeted from one direction if possible.
I don't know if I mentioned, but Rowan did sort of imply I should skip town.
What?
He's on to talk.
Well, we had a conversation while Virgil was speaking with Nico, and it did not go as planned.
He told you to just leave.
He said he would let me. He offered the guidance of the shepherds, which is not something I was willing to accept. And barring that, he suggested that I leave.
When you say suggested, you mean in the vein of a thinly veiled threat?
It felt as if he did not want it to come to that. I don't know.
If I may, but Errol, I'm curious though. Did you mention that to Virgil at all?
No, they're sort of not normal about each other. And
Errol nods enthusiastically.
thought that might strain our friendship.
Maybe when we are away from Rowan's influence a bit, we can bring that up and see if it perhaps gets some reason into Virgil. Ultimatums usually aren't a very good thing. Join the shepherds or fuck off. I don't know, I'm not a fan.
We can go back to the winds. We need to anyway. That's where my friend is.
They nod.
Maybe they can help you too.
Errol, where were you gonna go after this?
I don't know. a friend is going to tell me how this all works. And, well, it sounds like I have a long life ahead of me, so anywhere I want. They pause for a moment. I don't know. As this wasn't a part of my life plan, vampirism, so I have to rethink. Maybe I can go on a holiday. I know it's been a very long extended vacation since my last mission, but it doesn't really feel like it, so...
Leah's real good at talking things through, like that.
Vacations.
Figuring things out.
So that is up in the air for now. Thank you for taking care of my friend.
Of course.
And I don't want to give off the wrong impression. It was different before. It was. They were good.
I believe they were.
So it is not going to be easy. What I ask of you, because they were good. That is all. I'm sorry, this was a lot for the morning.
We all got to realize some things have changed, you know?
Yes.
Can help him with that. Promise.
Okay. Poof! Turns into a bat.
Kitty.
And
Just like that.
Corey! Errol just flies back to his room. And you all go your separate ways until Virgil comes back.
Kian originally is just planning to take a short rest after using some spell slots earlier. But as he's sitting down to do so, thinks about it, closes their eyes, and reaches out to Aelin instead. Aelin? Sorry, I've been having a shit day after shit day. Just really like to talk to someone right now. Miss having someone to talk to.
Fine.
If they open their eyes, are they in the white space? Or
Yes.
what do they look like?
You don't see them.
Where are you?
I'm right here.
I can't see you though.
Well, what do you want me to look like?
Whatever you want to look like.
You can sense their presence. You can tell they're there, but don't see them for a bit, and it's quiet. They don't say anything. And eventually, sort of slowly, they fade in to existence, sitting in front of you. And they're in their celestial form that you've seen very rarely. A masked, armored, golden humanoid creature. It's like they have a shield over their face with like spikes, rays coming off of it on all sides. There's no resemblance of a face on this mask. It's more like a mirror.
It's nice to see you. Don't see you looking like this that often.
They cross their arms and shrug in a childish manner that does not suit their appearance.
Look, I don't know how to fix this.
I told you how to fix it.
Not really.
You've got to change back.
I know. But I'm looking for ways to do that.
But you know a way.
That's not an option.
It is an option. It's not that hard either. You're pretty strong.
That's not a funny joke.
It's not a joke.
Like I said, it's not. That's not an option.
Well, what's the other option then?
I don't know. I keep looking.
So it is an option. It's the only option.
That's not something I can do.
It is something you can do.
It's not something I will do.
Why not?
Because I love him.
Still?
Yeah. It's complicated.
You knew me first. You made a promise to me first.
I promised I'd be your friend. I've tried. Sometimes relationships don't work out. But I'm trying to put us back together. Like we were. I need you to try too. That's how this sort of thing works.
I've been trying.
I don't know if you have.
I have been. I keep telling you the right thing to do and you keep not listening to me. But I always listen to you.
I don't think that's true either.
It is. I'm listening to you right now.
Sorry, I love that.
I do a lot for you, you know? Because we're friends. I thought sometimes maybe you do something for me.
We haven't really been doing much for each other lately, have we?
Well, I've been trying.
Doesn't really come across that way.
Well, you're wrong.
Maybe. But I know how it feels. I knew how this used to work between us. I wanted to help you. And you wanted to help me. And we had fun with it. Right?
They don't say anything, but you see their arms just cross a little tighter, tenser.
But I'm starting to think that maybe it just worked out because we happen to want the same thing. But we're allowed to want different things, you know?
Well, what do you want?
You know, maybe that's the problem. I don't know anymore.
So you're not going to help me anymore?
I'm not gonna kill him.
I can't be a star if I'm helping something bad. I'm trying to help you. I've been trying to protect you. And I know I didn't do a perfect job, of course, because then this wouldn't have happened.
But I'm not something bad. He's not something bad either.
Yes, he is. And now it's trying to take you too. But you can undo the curse. And then you won't be cursed anymore. I don't understand what you don't understand.
It hasn't been that bad.
Why do you think that is? That's because of me. That's because of what I've been doing for you. They stand up. And you don't necessarily have to tilt your head back any further to look at them, but they seem a lot taller than you. Their arms are still crossed. I haven't asked much of you before. But I'm asking something of you now because we're friends.
I've had a lot of friends. I don't think any of them would ask me to do this.
Sometimes you have to do hard things. I know it's not easy, but sometimes you have to do it.
I'm not saying that I couldn't live without him, but I could not live with myself if that was the choice I had to make. That's where I'm drawing the line. They stand up now. I'm not happy with this whole situation.
Neither am I.
I don't like what you're asking me to do. That will never be worth it.
I haven't been happy with it for a long time. But I stayed and I kept protecting you because we're friends.
I didn't ask you to protect me. So you can't get mad at me for choosing to do that yourself.
So you don't want my help anymore then?
Aylin,
I don't think this is good for either of us.
But it was.
And times have changed. If I could go back to being your friend like it was then.
You could.
No, I can't. That's not how it works. I don't think I like what you are when you ask these things of me. It scares me. You don't seem to understand that I have a life down there with people that mean a lot to me.
Do you want to go back home someday?
I'd love to.
You need me.
I just don't think that's my priority anymore. There's no way, then you could just accept me as I am now. Let us keep helping people. I can try to help you be a star, but
Not like this. You're ruining everything.
I'm sorry that I'm doing that to you.
You're gonna fall without me. I don't think you understand. You need me. Or things are about to get very difficult for you.
All I've wanted this whole time is for you to understand that Auckland's not a bad person. That's never gonna happen, is it?
Their shape begins to warp, like you're looking at them through heat waves off a road. And they shake their head. The chains that hang from their mask make a echoing, obscenely loud, jingling sound.
I don't think this is gonna work out.
There's not gonna be anyone to catch you. Do you understand?
I think I need to learn how to catch myself.
You can't. You'll never be able to go back home again. You won't see your moms again. The dark things are gonna get you.
I don't know what to do, Aelin. I can't. You're asking me to do something that's impossible. I'm telling you that I cannot.
Fine. And they vanish. And you wake up from your trance state in the worst, most unimaginable pain that you have felt in your life. And something almost, but not quite, like hunger. And that is where we'll end our session for today.
Oh, Aelin. Let me give them a hug.
Yeah.
They're being a little shit. Go build you a log cabin on a mountain so high, and hear the feather or birds yell as she goes screaming by. She'll tease you and she'll please you. She'll say